Environmental degradation is a global phenomenon. It is driven by the ability of humans to harness the power of the machines of the Industrial Revolution, to convert nature into products for human consumption at scales never before experienced in human history. The Industrial Revolution has led to dramatic improvements in living standards for many people across many parts of the world, but it has also resulted in significant depletion of the world's natural capital. This depletion is occurring at a scale that is approaching, and in many cases has already exceeded, the ability of biophysical systems to meet future demands on them. This is not sustainable. It was in 1992 that world leaders convened the first Earth Summit, which produced the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development. The first principle of that declaration is that human beings are entitled to a healthy and productive life in harmony with nature. That was almost 30 years ago, and by most measures we are failing. A major reason for this failure is that we have not addressed a fundamental problem. We do not internalise environmental degradation into our everyday economic decision making. There is a solution. We need to measure degradation, because if you don't measure it, you can't hope to manage it. And we do this by measuring the condition of environmental assets. Accounting for the condition of environmental assets must confront two problems. First, we do not have, nor will we ever have, enough money to systematically measure everything in nature. Secondly, without a common unit of measure that places diverse scientific information into an accounting framework, it is not possible to link the health of the natural environment to economic decision making. If we are to meet humanity's goal that was expressed at the Rio Earth Summit, that people should lead a healthy and productive life in harmony with nature, governments, investors and consumers around the world need a simple to understand yet scientifically credible environmental metric, so they can make investment and purchasing decisions that does not degrade natural capital. Until 2008 there was no such metric, so the Wentworth group of concerned scientists and other experts in science, economics and statistics applied a conceptual model for developing practical and robust methods for measuring changes in the biophysical condition of environmental assets. Over the course of the subsequent decade, and with the support of approximately 200 experts, the Accounting for Nature model was successfully applied to native vegetation, agricultural soils, water resources and native fauna assets at both the property and regional scale. The Accounting for Nature framework allows investors, policymakers and consumers to link the conservation of natural capital into everyday economic decisions. It does this by using the long-established science of reference benchmarking to create a common non-monetary environmental currency called the econd. The word econd is derived from the term Environmental Condition Index. This index allows us to do two crucial things. It allows us to compare the relative condition of one environmental asset with another, and it makes possible the aggregation of information collected at different scales and for different assets. In the same way that monetary currencies convert infinite complexity into an easily understood means of exchange, so too does the econd, because it too is a common unit of measure, in this case of the condition of environmental assets. In 2018, the Wentworth Group licensed the associated intellectual property to Accounting for Nature Limited to further develop and operationalise the concept. Since then, Accounting for Nature has focused on making the model accessible to landholders, investors and governments, so that they are able to easily and affordably measure the condition of environmental assets. Through the creation of a common environmental currency, the Accounting for Nature framework makes it possible to simplify complexity without reducing scientific rigour. In doing so, environmental condition accounts will fundamentally change our understanding of environment and development.